Hi guys, it's me, Teacher Tom here, and today we're going to learn about spaced learning and some syllabus design ideas. Hi guys, and welcome back. Last time we studied backward design and interleaving as two elements of curriculum design. Today we're going to learn two more elements, and that is spaced learning and syllabus design. All right, so let's start off with spaced learning. Okay, so the next thing I want to point out is what is called spaced learning. And this is based on the idea that we need to almost forget something, and then we have to struggle to recall it to build the pathways in our brain that produce more permanent, long-lasting learning. Okay? So, the idea is, let's say you have a new vocabulary word, right? You learn this new vocabulary word. If you see it every day, maybe it'll stick. Maybe it'll just become part of the background noise of everything that's going on around you. There are a lot of things, even we see these background noise things all the time in our own language. How many of you have seen would have spelled would of, or heard I would have gone there? Because when we speak quickly, we say would have instead of would have. And so it becomes part of the background. We don't really learn it completely the correct way, and it kind of gets fixed in there. So imagine you're learning would have, and you're just about to forget it, or you've maybe forgotten it a little bit, and would have comes back. All right. So the way the idea of spaced learning works is you learn something. You're about to forget it. It usually doesn't take long to forget something new. So if you look at this calendar here, you learn something the first day. 2 days later, you're about to forget it. But then it comes back and you're like, oh. And your brain is saying, hey, I think I might need to remember this a little bit longer. Your brain is a very efficient machine. It doesn't keep around a lot of trash. Imagine if you could remember everything. Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe, but if our brains are kind of like computers, and I know, or even worse, my phone. I hate it. I take a lot of pictures with my phone. I don't know why, I just do. And then all of a sudden, your memory is full. And then you have to figure out which ones to delete. Your brain is doing that all the time. But what happens is when it sees things that it's about to forget, it says, wait a minute, let's remember that. So, you learn it that second time, then maybe 4 days later, you're about to forget it again. You remember it again because it's important. Your brain says, oh, wait a minute, this really is important. Okay? Then a week after that, it takes about a week after that before you start to forget it again. Pops back up. Oh, still important. Your brain keeps it for 2 more weeks, and then your brain keeps it for maybe a month, okay? So spaced learning is to bring those things back up so that we almost forget them, and then we go, yeah, now I remember, and we remember it better, all right? One of the best ways that I think for spaced learning are flashcards and Lightner boxes. All right. And I'm going to put a little card up here in the video telling you where you can see a beautiful video on how to use flashcards and Lightner boxes. And one of the beautiful things about this video, it's done without any words. It's something that you can show our students. And they can learn how to make, at the most basic level, they can learn how to make flashcards with Lightner boxes. And I saw this video and I saw it as a personal challenge. I want to see if I can teach a lesson with no words, Now, let me put a caveat out there. One problem with having a video with no words is that we need to find a way to make it accessible for the blind. All right. In case we blind ESL student might come into class just as well as any other ESL student. And so we have to figure out how to make these videos accessible to them. But anyway, it's just a personal challenge to see if I can do something differently. You might want to try it too. But anyway, a Lightner box is a schedule. And the way it works is it says you take your flashcards, you write your flashcard on day 1. 2 days later, you take a test with your flashcards. If you know the word, it moves on to level 3. If you don't know the word, it moves back to level 1. All right? Then a few days after that, you look at the ones that you got right that time. They move up a level and they go farther out in the Lightner box. And watch the video. It makes more sense than how I'm describing it right now. Plus, the activity of making the flashcards is an active learning experience. And what I suggest for making flashcards, to make it even more active, don't write the word. Don't write a translation. Don't write a definition. Draw a picture. Or look online and find a picture, print it. By going through that extra trouble to find the picture, to draw the picture, it's going to stick longer. All right? So I'll later on, I'll make a more detailed video on flashcards. But I think flashcards are an excellent way to use spaced learning so that we move those times of remembering farther apart. Okay, let me go to the next item. All right, and this is syllabus design. Now, I learned a lot about syllabus design, and a lot of what I learned I thought was more helpful for me than it was for our students. For one thing, it was entirely too much for students, for our students, for whom English is limited. It's just overwhelming. It's like reading the small print when you go to get when you're getting a credit card and they have all that small print, nobody reads it, or the end user license agreement. Nobody ever reads that stuff. All right. But first time I did a syllabus like this, it opened my eyes. It gave me a clear pathway to what I was going to do and when I was going to do it. All right. So here are some of the elements in the schedule part of the syllabus design. One is a question to get the students thinking, right? And this may be a question you start your class with, but put it in the syllabus. What's the difference between a topic and a main idea? All right. Now students are going to know that when they go through this class, they should know what the difference is between a topic or a main idea. What is agreement? This tells them they're going to learn what agreement is. I like this one. How can you say the same thing with different words? This is a different kind of question. This is a question to make people think. All right. We want them to think. We want them to use their minds. It helps them remember better. It helps them develop their skills. Okay, next we have skills. And of course, this is from my TOEFL prep. And kind of these are my learning outcomes that I've just kind of lined out here. Of course, the textbook pages that we'll be covering for those skills, because as I said in the earlier video, I'm going to really push more for reading the textbook, struggling with that textbook. And I know it's hard, and I know it takes a lot of time, but I want them to struggle with that. Okay. Then we have another column here for assessment. And those are basically not just the formal tests, but these are the things that we are going to use to see how they are progressing. All right. So probably if I have a test under this assessment column, I'll put it in bold. I'll do something with it to make it stand out. But I want them to get used to testing themselves. All right. And really, these assessments are things that they're just going to be testing themselves with. And I want them to practice, do I know this? If I don't know this, how can I get past this? So I'm looking at really teaching them to be better learners. And we saw that with teaching them how to use flashcards, how to be a better learner. I think that's very important. There's another column here. It says homework. And I think I'm going to change that. I think I'm going to change that to just assignments. And especially with the online learning that we're going to do, I will list in there which videos they need to watch, and other resources that they may have access to. So I'm still working with that. Like I said when I started this video, that this is a work in progress, and over the time I made the last video and this video, I started thinking about that homework, and I said, everything's homework when you're doing online. So I think I'll just reword that as assignments. Homework generally in my class is just what we didn't have time to finish in class anyway, and it will probably still kind of be that way. Because as they say, the best made plans for a battle work right up to the point where you engage your enemy. Not that the students are enemies. You know what I mean, all right? So, this is the syllabus design. Okay, now I hope you found these videos helpful. If you like these videos, if you'd like me to create some more, let me know. Just send me an email. I got other ideas that I could throw out at you about curriculum design, about lesson plans, about how to fun things you can do in the classroom. I also invite you to make your own videos and share them with me and your colleagues. I love to learn from you guys. You guys are so smart, and I really appreciate working with all of you. So with that, this is the end of part 2 of Teacher Tom Teaches Teachers. Have a great day. Ciao. Today we're going to look at 2 more elements of designing curriculum, and that is spaced learning and the other thing that I forgot what it was, but it's going to come to me.